All right, what up, Internet? This is the Pop Geek Podcast, number 21. And,
old enough to drink.
That's right, we're old enough to drink now. We're officially Vegas ready. So.
That's right.
But yeah, it's been a while since we've been on all in the same room together for various reasons. Like, I am currently really sick, which isn't helping. So I just chugged a bunch of codeine cough syrup. Mostly for fun, but actually so I don't cough on the air. So if you see a bunch of weird jump cuts, it's usually because I've had a coughing fit.
More of that stuff.
Yeah. But also Eric's been running all over the country.
Like a madman.
Literally.
Yeah.
So
I spent a week in Florida running the Disney runs out there, did the Dumbo Challenge, which was like a 5K, 10K, half, and a full marathon in 4 days. Then literally that next weekend came back into California at Disneyland and ran 2 more races, a 10K and a half. Yeah. So I got like a total of like, I don't know, 10 medals. It was ridiculous.
That's amazing.
So not literally all over the country, just in the parts of the country that have awesome weather during the winter.
Yeah, that's true. The best thing I did was I went to Legoland and got really sick. So that was my contribution to theme parks.
Nice.
But that was fun, though, by the way. I don't know if you guys have been to
Legoland's
Legoland.
amazing.
Yeah.
If
you got little kids, that's pretty much better than Disney in some ways because, my kid's not riding Space Mountain.
No, yeah.
But, like, he'll go get on some goofy little ride and play with his Legos and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun.
I always felt like Legoland's like a good training theme park for kids to get them used to the whole crowd.
It's also not really crowded.
Yeah.
Like, it was really, really chill to go do that.
And speaking of which, as I've told you guys, and I'll probably tell our audience here, I am expecting, or not me, but my wife is.
Eric's going to be changing a lot of it.
See the baby bump?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Eric.
So I'm going to be expecting a kid.
That's amazing, dude. That was so cool. And like he told us via text, we were like, hey, maybe we should change the name of the podcast to the Dad Geek Show or the Geek Dad Show. Because now we'll all be dads. And
that was pretty much how he broke the news to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to change the name of the show.
And then he followed it up with an awesome picture of them holding a Chargers onesie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For now.
Go Bulls.
While they're still in San Diego, yeah.
Actually, I'm looking forward to them moving to LA just because it'll be closer for us.
That's
going to be more convenient.
Yeah.
But
anyways.
So anyway, now we'll get into the show now. That's our little... what we've been doing besides recording our goofy little show here.
We're super busy.
Yeah, we're very busy people. We can't throw together an hour to
big
put
shots.
this together. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the Nintendo NX today. If you guys don't know, the NX is going to be the next console from Nintendo. There's a lot of weird little rumors coming out about that. We're going to talk about my trip to CES, which was whirlwind to say the least. I had 1 hour in CES, which is completely inadequate if you know how incredibly massive that is. We're going to talk about the Suicide Squad trailer and the DC Universe. It's going to be on par now with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're also going to talk Oscars, and we're going to talk movies, like reboots and stuff like that. And then we'll wrap it up with Star Wars, hopefully, because we can't resist. Thankfully, it'll be very short this time. It won't be the full half of the show of us just geeking out about Star Wars. So. But anyway, Eric, you got some rumors concerning the new console by Nintendo.
Yeah, so a lot of new rumors just popped up, and IGN did a really good piece about all the different rumors that are coming out with the new NX console. It's going to be debuting next year. The biggest one is that it's going to be sold in 2 pieces. So there's going to be a portable version, supposedly, and like a console.
So are they going with like a Vita?
Yeah, I guess it's more like kind of like a Vita, but then they have a standalone console type piece that I think connects to that Vita.
Yeah.
Like the Wii U kind of has that sort of thing going on.
Yeah,
it kind of does. But can your controller take games? Do you have the Wii U?
No, I just have the regular.
The controller doesn't.
I'm old school.
The controller doesn't take games, but it will stream the game from the Wii U to the portable device, so you can play without a TV.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think what they're going to do is kind of reverse engineer that. So the console will be majority on the controller, everyone, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it's going to stream to the box that's hooked up to your TV, so you can play it on the TV from that point on.
Oh, okay. So it would be almost like a Chromecast or kind of pitch it backwards.
Yeah. They're still very vague about what exactly how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Price range right now, they're estimating around $200 per piece.
No, they're still going to keep it cheap.
Yeah.
I still think there's 2 things that are wrong or right with this. I don't know. Nintendo's really good about this type of stuff, but no one has had success with a mid-year console replacement. Because what was it? The Saturn was one, and that was a total flop. Dreamcast, I think, was another one. So it's when Sega completely destroyed that company. Like, that was the entire downfall of that company, was them trying to midstream a new console because they were behind with their current console.
Right.
Now, Wii has never been on par with the other ones.
No, but
the funny thing is, Wii U tried to be like a gamer thing, and not the cool sticks that you do fun stuff with. So
well, I think the problem with the Wii U was that it wasn't different enough from the Wii, so people didn't distinguish like, oh, this is the newer one.
Right.
They just thought, oh, it's an extra controller. That's where their marketing fell apart.
Yeah.
You know, with Xbox, you know, this is Xbox. This is the new Xbox. This is the PlayStation 4. This is the PlayStation 5. Like, they understand the chronological order. But with Wii, it's like, what the hell is the Wii U? Is the U that's just an extra controller?
Yeah. With a screen on it. But and the GameCube was really like the last Nintendo console that actually had like a controller.
That's true.
What I mean? So.
And people love that GameCube controller. They still use it
still
on
love
Wii
that
U.
Dude, I have 2 GameCube controllers for my Wii.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
Because it has a little GameCube connector.
That's right, in the top.
Yeah.
I got to give them props for that.
Yeah.
Which is good, because that's also the only way I know people play Super Smash is usually with the controller adapter, and you probably play with the GameCube adapter.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume.
Other rumors for its like frame rate is that it's gonna be image quality is gonna be like 900p, but at a constant 60 frames per second, which is kind of cool. I mean,
that's very cool. I still don't know what their market is. Like, I don't know if they're going grown up. Like, are they gonna try? Because good luck with that. Everyone's already got their PS4 in their.
Well, luckily, good thing you mentioned that. Supposedly, the new NX is gonna be able to work with smartphones, PCs, and other rival consoles such as the PlayStation 4, quote unquote.
So you can play Candy Crush on it?
Yes. Well, I think it's kind of cool that if this is true, imagine playing Zelda now on your Xbox, on your PlayStation 4, or just streaming it there.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
You know, that way you don't have to worry about having to reconnect 2 consoles.
So it would almost be like, and it would be like a sling box, too, so it could go to your other devices.
My big complaint with the Wii is the fact that some games won't work with a classic controller.
Yes.
And that just drives me crazy. Like the new Mario game, you have to play with like the Wiimote.
Oh.
And it's like the most uncomfortable controller to hold, like a conventional controller.
Yeah, so imagine playing the Mario games or even Zelda on your Elite controller for the Xbox or your PlayStation controller.
Awesome.
You know, that would be amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And to be able to map your buttons or something. Like,
I know a lot of people are, especially hardcore Nintendo people, are looking forward to it, but largely just for Zelda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because once you get that upgrade to the graphics and all that stuff, they can make a ridiculous Zelda game.
They just came out with the re-release of Twilight Princess in HD. Yeah. It looks amazing. Like, I almost want to go out and buy a Wii U just for Wind Waker HD and also Twilight Princess HD.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to hold out till next year for the NX and just buy it all over.
Yeah, you might as well at this point.
Because they're going to re-release them or have them backwards.
Do they have a tentative release date?
Not yet. They just keep saying 2017.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
right around tax season.
Yeah, we've had this weird, like, we talked about this just before the end of the year. Everything came out, and now everything else just says 2016, and you don't know when any of it is. Because like in my GameFly account, it's like everything is coming soon or 2016. Yeah. That's all it says. I don't have a month. I don't have a date. I don't have nothing.
Nobody wants to put dates anymore because everything gets delayed.
It's true.
I mean, it's harder to make games run well with the newer system. They've ran into that problem with the launch really with Unity, Assassin's Creed, and a bunch of other games like Halo.
Yeah, that was bad.
It just all
Battlefront.
Yeah, it all got released with crashes. So like, we don't want that to happen again. We don't want to ruin our franchise's name. We want to make sure it's good to go before we
Well, that's
launch.
a Nintendo thing too.
Yeah,
they don't release crap.
Good to go.
So that's a positive, but still, I think even hardcore Nintendo people are going to have a hard time going, I have to buy another console. Why?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even though if they stick with $200.
Well, I skipped the Wii U, so I mean, I can go with the NX.
Same here.
See, I got the Wii, but it's for the same reason though. It's like we used to play party games. You know, like we'd have people over and play Wii.
Speaking of
good one, Party Foul.
Speaking of parties,
and Party Fouls.
Yeah.
And Party Fouls, Suicide Squad came out.
It did.
They got a pretty cool party going over there.
Yeah, that's. I love the trailer. The Bohemian Rhapsody trailer came out, I think, a week ago or 5 days ago or something like that.
Yeah, it was pretty recent.
Yeah, it's fairly recent. Looks amazing. Everybody knew it was going to look pretty good. What I'm hoping for and what I'm seeing so far is, again, these trailers are unrated. There's no rate to the actual release of the film yet. I'm just kind of hoping it goes R. I don't know if it will, but there is a lot of killing in the trailer.
Yeah, and they're bad guys, so it makes sense for
They
them
are
to be
bad
killing.
guys, right? But you got to remember, this is also DC, who is way behind Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's one thing to do Deadpool, because what is Deadpool in the entire? It's not even, he's not even in really part of the MCU. He's there, but he's not really there.
Yeah.
So you can make an R-rated one, and no one cares. But like with this is DC getting their feet underneath them because they had a little success. I mean, they've never really. Oh, they have made a bad Batman movie, but like they've not made a non-successful Batman movie, even though people saw 3 and 4. But like this is kind of like, all right, we're going to show you that we know what we're doing, and this is launching the DC universe. So this is going to lead into Justice League. Batman is in this movie.
And supposedly, I've heard he fights.
He does.
There's a fight scene.
I think, and what the rumor is that you see each guy get captured by Batman. You'll see that it's like a montage or whatever, because there's a point where you see Harley Quinn driving around and Batman's hanging off the top of her car.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. That's why
they all end up there together.
Yeah, and that's why Joker has that really nice car. Is that he's in his prime. Batman captures him, puts him in jail, and then like, oh, we have to break him out now.
Yeah.
Or
I've also heard of a funky thing in the Kevin Smith thing, and this is my Kevin Smith honoree. Is I've decided to wear a hockey jersey,
nice.
Wear a beard
and a beard. Yeah, so I haven't gained the weight yet, but we'll see. But they said the interview thing he did for the CW, which was a whole launch of this Dawn of the Justice League, which is part of the Dawn of Justice, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, whole deal. He says the Joker plays a big part in the movie, but he doesn't say anything about the Joker actually being in the movie a lot. That's kind of weird how he worded that, and the trailer kind of alludes to. There's the Suicide Squad, and the Joker's kind of out here by himself.
Right.
Because you see the squad together all the time. You never really see the Joker with them.
Yeah,
I think it's a trailer. It's 2 minutes long.
Is there even I think there's even a line in the trailer saying something about like, oh, do we really want to bring that guy? Can we trust him? Like, alluding to the Joker's just too damn crazy to have on a team. Well,
but if you have Harley Quinn, you have him.
Yeah.
But although she doesn't control him, he controls her.
Yeah, but Margot Robbie, right?
Robbie, yeah.
She looks amazing.
Yeah, she does. And she's going to be a huge star. I could just tell by the trailer. She's the focal point of the film. She's very attractive.
I kind of wish she had kept the accent from the animated series Harley Quinn, but I can get behind her new Harley Quinn voice.
Get behind is a nice word to say it.
But at the same time, like, I'm not really familiar with a lot of these characters, so I'm kind of still on the fence with the whole movie. Yeah. I think I'll watch it just because it looks like a fun movie. Yeah. But I just don't have any interest or investment in these characters per se, except for Harley Quinn. Right. So I'm like,
Well, what I'm hoping for then, if it's going to be that, I want it to be the hard R, and I want it to be just over the top. Yeah. Because that's what it should be. Because these are villains anyway that are doing a heroic act under the threat, basically, of 1, you're going to die, 2, maybe we'll let you out of jail if you pull it off. And so, like, some of the characters I think are going to be more sympathetic than others. Like, I think there's a reason Will Smith took Deadshot. Was it Deadshot? Yeah. I think he took that role on purpose. There's a weird subtlety to some, even in the trailer, like he's crying, I think, in one of the scenes. Yeah. Or like he looks emotional. I think he's got family. And also his weird thing is he can't miss. So, like, that makes you wonder if he's killed someone he didn't want to. You know, that's his weird, like, crux in the world.
Or kind of funny if he was a drunk.
He was a drunk and he was a god and his name was Hancock. And then Charlize Theron showed up. So, yeah. And then, some of the other characters, like Rick Flag, I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I don't know the name.
He's apparently a pretty bad guy, but he's like a military bad guy. I don't know. Killer Croc is fairly self-explanatory.
I don't like the look of Killer Croc, honestly.
No, he looks like the Thing a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know why they go with the rounded heads. Is it that hard to animate the face longer? Because he looks like a freaking crocodile in the comic books.
Right, exactly.
He doesn't look like a guy crocodile. He looks like a crocodile man.
Maybe they want to go more realistic. He had just his skin altered instead of his whole form being altered.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah.
Cool. Apparently he eats people, though, which is good.
That's kind of cool.
And then the Pyro guy, he looks pretty awesome, too. I heard the Witch Girl is a pretty interesting character. What is her name? I'm blanking on her. Enchantress. Because she can't control the power at all.
It's so funny.
It like turns on and turns off, and she can't do anything about it.
It's really funny seeing her in the trailer though, with her aura flying around. She looks like Pigpen.
Yeah, she does.
Peanuts movie. Yeah, from the Peanuts. Like, really?
It's like random stuff floating around her. Yeah. So, But anyway, this kind of gets into the bigger discussion of like the Justice League is now going to be the Avengers for DC in this universe that they're creating for the movies. DC is not as strong as this, but they're trying to get on board with it. I don't like that they're this late to the party. And you're looking at kind of the calendar of what's going to be coming up. Like with Marvel, it's real clear cut. DC is going to be kind of like haphazardly throwing this together because we're going to get Dawn of Justice. We're going to get the standalone Wonder Woman. At least those are the ones we know about for sure. We get Suicide Squad, which again, Suicide Squad can be fine, but those are villains, and they'll be villains later. Yeah. You know, they're not going to remain good guys. Like there might be another Suicide Squad movie, but it would be still the bad guys doing a good thing, and then they go back to being bad guys.
Yeah, so those are the big three that we're looking forward to coming up next year. And then after that's going to be Justice League Part 1. Right. Then we're going to have the Flash standalone movie. Yep. Then Aquaman standalone movie. Then Shazam, which is going to be really interesting.
That'd be interesting.
Then we're going to go back to Justice League Part 2. Then we're going to go with Cyborg, and then the Green Lantern. Yeah. Green Lantern Corps, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think Lantern Corps is might be the best way to go about it because it completely, you don't have to do origin story. But still, the epic level of Green Lantern doesn't translate well to film. Yeah. It's the same thing that happened with Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four, which is when you're fighting planet-eating monsters, it's kind of just a little too big. It's almost like even Thor. I watched the second Thor movie recently. Most of it takes place in Asgard. Yeah. I'm kind of like, bring this shit to Earth, please. You know, like, give me something I know here. You guys are just kind of creating everything.
I want to see the New York skyline.
Yes. I got to see that. No. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. And like my main thing is like, don't be afraid to Hulk some of these guys. Yeah. If they're not going to work in a standalone movie, don't do it. The Hulk doesn't work as a standalone movie. He's a giant ass character who doesn't talk. I don't know what you're going to do with him aside from doing Hulk Planet or Planet Hulk, where you make him talk and he can talk to other Hulks and all this other shit. You can maybe get away with that and make him more sympathetic. He's a very sympathetic character, but he's also, it's like the Jekyll and Hyde thing, or it's uncontrolled rage, whatever.
What if they did?
He just has anger management issues.
Right, yeah.
Bring in Jack Nicholson for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Charlie Sheen.
No, I thought about this really quick. What if they, because no one's mentioned anything about Martian Manhunter in this team at all. But wouldn't it be funny if they pulled him in for the Justice League movies, and whenever he takes human form, he's Matt Damon?
That'd be awesome. And he's just Matt Damon. He's Matt Damon, the real person.
The actor.
Yeah. No, yeah, Martian Manhunter's kind of hard.
Yeah. Again, which he's shooting, what is it, Born 5?
Yeah, Born 5 here in Vegas right now.
Yeah, freaking close all the streets when I was trying to get to work the other day.
That had to suck. Yeah. That and the real shooting happened.
You're right, on the same day. That was pretty interesting.
But, yeah, I mean, it's just, again, this is shaky ground. Yeah. If DC keeps it tight, there's a lot of DC fans and a lot of DC people who are filmmakers who are fans. And that's what's saving Marvel, is you got these guys who are into Marvel who are making the films, and they know what they're doing. Like, you know, Joss Whedon and Jed Whedon are doing them. Yeah. Favreau did did 2 of them. I don't think he's doing any more because he did the first 2 Iron Mans. I don't know if he did the first Avengers or not, but but yeah, they as long as they get deep people in there. And we can talk about this real quick. They are going to recast Flash for the film. Yes. So the TV shows are actually wiped in terms of canon for the film universe. Yeah. Which is kind of annoying.
I kind of didn't like that. I wish they would kind of keep the canon from the TV show, because TV shows are really good.
Yeah. And I think to neglect them is a bad move. All right, so real quick, I'll run through my my whirlwind tour of CES. Which is, CES is amazing. I've never been there before. I know you have.
Yeah, I've been a couple of years.
Yeah, and we had 1 hour. Like my wife got she knew somebody at the place, and they held us some passes aside. Blah blah blah. By the time we got there, it was like I think it was 4:30, and it was 5:30 when it closed. So I blew through everything like really quickly. If you guys follow us on Instagram, I threw up as much stuff as I possibly could. You know, the big things were VR is everywhere, and it's going to be I mean, I don't know if it's the future of everything, but everyone is treating it that way. Because there was companies I've never heard of had head units for VR.
Well, it's kind of the same thing that happened with, you know, Blu-rays came out, that happened, 3D came out, that happened, and then the guys who go in all board, tend to survive, while the other ones kind of like,
Yes.
they tried it, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it was surprising. I thought it would just be like Samsung HTC. I didn't get to do the HTC experience, which apparently you take a guided tour with your 3D, the 360-degree video, which is supposed to be pretty cool. The other big takeaways were like old is new, which is like bringing like cool retro style to Bluetooth products.
That's
you
awesome.
know, like having an awesome looking speaker on the shelf in your house. It looks like rich mahogany and like leather and whatever. You know?
Mahogany.
Yeah, it
I have
is.
many leather-bound books.
Right. I mean, you would totally put this on a shelf with that, but it's got Bluetooth in it, and it probably connects to the internet. You know, like
Well, Acura actually did something. They have this concept car that they had at the Detroit Auto Show, and they've got the speakers in the doors that are like carved out of wood.
yeah,
It's really cool
that's
looking.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and kind of to that end, one of the coolest displays I saw was from Corning, which makes glass. And they actually make Gorilla Glass, which is what the iPhone has, I believe, right? Or one of them does. One of the phones has Gorilla Glass.
The Galaxies have Gorilla Glass. I think
Yeah.
they're going to put them on the 7s.
So, all right.
They might be on the 6S.
But
Because
what
I know Apple's been.
what they were showing, which was really interesting, is the guy was trying to sell it to me, and I'm like, I don't know who you think I am.
Well, when you got that pass on, it says vendor.
Yeah, so he's just like, hey, well, let me talk to you a little bit about this. But he was a glass salesman. He didn't know the technology. He just knew the glass. And that's what was kind of funny is Gorilla Glass makes really nice glass.
Aren't glass salesmen considered drug dealers?
Yeah. And but like they had the big table where you could like move things around, you know, like very Tony Stark, like you pick
the
things
surface
up and
and-
like draw on stuff.
Yeah.
And then they even had a wall where it was, if it would have been set up, he's like you could just fling stuff and it would go up on the wall, and then you sort through it and all that kind of stuff. They had a big wall that you could touch and interact. They also had display for Under Armour that you could like move these dials that were holographically shot onto the screen or onto the glass, and that would look at the different products and things like that. And there was a product behind it too.
Oh, that's
It was,
really cool.
It was really cool. And then the other thing they were doing is they're putting it in cars so that it will have like a cool printed screen, but the car, its resonant value is that it resonates. So it's a speaker. So it will actually vibrate in your car and create the music or the sound. So it's not really speakers, it's the vibrating glass that makes the sound inside the
There's a
console of
company
your
that's
car.
been doing that for years.
Yeah, I mean it's not a new concept, but
my uncle
Gorilla Glass
had-
is so tough though.
Yeah.
You can't shatter it, so it can vibrate all at once.
My uncle had some speakers. They were like floor speakers.
Yeah,
And
they're
they
glass.
had these great big glass towers on the front.
Yeah,
And like you could be up here and hear the sound just
Right.
as clear.
that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really neat. The other thing I saw that just blew me away was how cool Polaroid looks right now. Polaroid, I thought was dead. I don't know.
call
if-
it a comeback.
Yeah, I didn't know if they were like completely gone or if this is like one of those weird reboots where like some other company bought the name and then they just print stuff under their name. But like they have a GoPro equivalent camera, a full HD action camera that's the little cube camera. Looks amazing. The video looks great because there's a lot of knockoff GoPros right now. They're like $40 on Amazon, and I'm guaranteeing you that's a $40 camera. That is a piece of junk. But Polaroid makes a really good one. They also have an instant camera. Again, looks like a regular digital, prints little photos out the side. It's brilliant. The other thing is they have 3D printers. But they were the cool retro styled 3D printer. Like it looks like an old Polaroid something, even though 3D printers are brand new. It has the cool stripe on it, comes in a weird ass baby blue or purple or whatever. And I just thought Polaroid did just an amazing job, like blew me away. And I was not expecting that from a company like that. Like I went over to the Canon booth and was just kind of like, I can't touch any of this, can I? And they're kind of like, no, you can't really touch the like Canon 9D with the telescopic ridiculous lens. And then there was a guy who had like a full harness on so he could like shoot video with it. It was
Is the
ridiculous.
9D really a thing?
No, it's not a real thing. But
I know
their slogan
there's
was
the 5D and
yeah. Well, their slogan now is like "Welcome to the 9K experience." So
9K.
I don't know if they've gone that far. I honestly
What's
don't
the
know.
point? I mean, there's only so much your eye can see at
Right.
a certain
Eventually,
distance.
people are just going to look terrible on television.
I
You see all
got
their
my
pores.
4K TV about a little over a year ago,
Uh-huh.
and Yeah, if they come out with 9K this year, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be pissed.
All right, so we can move on from CES. It was a super blast, but we'll get into a little bit of controversy right now, which is the Oscar nominations were let out, and there is like no black people involved, which is super terrible, and it sucks. I don't know what to say about it anymore. Like I'm not gonna.
They've had this issue.
It's been the last 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, but also for like the past 10 years. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone knows that the nominating board are just a bunch of old farts.
It's a bunch of old white people.
Right. It's not diverse enough to represent the
Yeah.
the population that's out there right now.
But I would state this as I mean, you could do this as a conversation piece to someone, and there's no right or wrong answer to this.
Yeah.
But it's like, do you want the nomination if it's not a meaningful nomination? Mm-hmm. There's a rule in NFL. It's called the Rooney Rule, where that every coaching position that is hired, you have to interview one black candidate for that job. You don't have to give it to them. You don't have to do anything, but you have to interview at least not black. It's a minority candidate for the job. Do you want an award, or do you want to be nominated if they're just like, well, the performance wasn't great,
But we have
to put an African American in there? And again, I'm not saying that was the thing, because Straight Outta Compton, I'm pretty sure got pretty much panned.
Yeah.
Like, I think the movie did really well and critically was great,
So-
but like, I don't think they got a single nomination.
They got one nomination, and it was for writing original screenplay.
Oh, okay.
Who wrote it?
F. Gary
A
Gray,
white
right?
guy?
Yep, Jonathan Herman.
I don't know about that. But anyway, like, yeah, it's a weird thing. And now they're going to expand the category again to 10 films.
Well, I think they already had it. They still have room for 2 more, so they could have put Straight Outta Compton in there.
Oh, okay. So that's right. There is that 10.
Yeah,
So-
it's 10 now, so I don't know why they couldn't just fill it in, but maybe
That's
they realized
bizarre.
10's too much again. I
yeah,
don't
and
know.
they pointed this out on SNL. Was it the night before? Actually, last week when Adam Driver was on, when Kylo Ren hosted. No one has seen these movies. I don't know anyone who's seen Brooklyn. Do you guys have any clue what that movie is?
Never even heard of it until I saw the
It's to the
nomination.
point now they're nominated. I'm sure they're great films, but nobody's seeing these movies, man. That thing must have been released in like 100 theaters, and yet it's apparently one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah, well, the problem is that they don't go off of what it was released in the theaters. They all get screeners sent to them, so they can watch it and be like, oh, this is what the kids are watching nowadays. Like,
And
no.
I'm not saying because Star Wars won the most, had the most money, that it's the best film. Like, that's not an accurate representation of good filmmaking.
No.
But at the same time, like, just you got to do movies that at least had a release that somebody saw this
Well,
outside
let me go
of
down the list
Brooklyn
really
or-
quick.
With Brooklyn, they watched the movie. Oh, this is an all-white cast. Let's nominate it for every category.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so yeah, for nominating for Best Picture, you got Brooklyn,
Yeah.
Bridge of Spies,
Yeah. Okay.
okay,
That was a pretty big movie.
The Big Short,
Yeah.
it comes
Okay.
out in December.
Gotcha.
Room,
Yeah, my
didn't
wife
watch-
read that book. That's horrifying.
Oh, okay.
It's like a woman and her daughter are locked in a room like their entire lives, and then they
God.
get out, and then they want to come back because they don't know how to adapt to the world.
right. Okay.
It's
They're
really,
institutionalized.
it's really messed up apparently. But again, nobody saw that.
yeah.
I never saw that on a theater listing anywhere.
Spotlight,
Never heard of it.
yep.
Wait,
And
the
then-
Spotlight?
are
No,
there
that might be
any-
the Michael Keaton movie.
Okay, are there any
Yeah.
movies nominated that I've heard of?
Mad Max,
Mad Max.
Okay.
There you go.
okay. The Martian,
Okay.
which was awesome. I just watched it recently. It's
Did you
cool.
really?
I liked it a
Alright,
lot. And then The Revenant, we all heard about that because
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio gets raped by a
Man,
bear.
that just seemed like released just in time, just for this.
That's all
reason.
it is, yeah.
Like it's got to be his year. I assume he's got it locked up.
Yeah, because he's up for actor in
Right.
the leading role, so
Do-
I'm hoping
do-
he gets it this year
Do you guys think Stallone wins
for best
for
supporting
best
actor.
supporting actor?
I think it'd be kind of funny if he did.
It would be awesome.
Yo.
If he does, he'll be one of the few. I think there's only like 2 or 3 people who have had 2 Oscars for the same character in the same movie.
Oh,
Because he won an Oscar, I think, for Rocky back in
right,
the day.
for writing.
Back in the
or-
70s.
Yeah.
But was it Best Picture or was it for? Because he wrote.
I think
he
it was
like wrote it. That movie.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was for, but he did win an Oscar for
Rocky.
back in the day.
Wow.
And if he wins this one, it'll be 2 Oscars for the same character in the same
That's
genre
pretty
movie.
cool. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know about many of the other performances, but I think it would be Although, again, you shouldn't give people awards. They've done that before where someone's just really old and hasn't won for the while. Yeah. They're like, here you go, Academy Award.
You see that all the time with the, was it Golden Globes, where like at the end of the movies, they're like, okay, this is the last season for Breaking Bad. We're going to give Bryan Cranston.
Everybody, For Mad Men, the last year of Mad Men.
Yeah, exactly.
They won every freaking category. It was ridiculous.
All right, well, moving on to speaking about older movies. What do you guys think about? I know we've always talked about reboots and remakes and like how we hate them sometimes, and sometimes they don't need to be remade.
Right.
But I wanted to talk about this one because of the late, David Bowie passing this past couple weeks ago. They're now bringing up more conversations about bringing back the Labyrinth.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a good idea. I like the Labyrinth. I think it'd be cool to see it with a new twist, a new technology. Sure. But now they're kind of flip-flopping between either a complete reboot or a sequel. What do you think?
That'd be tough. This many years apart.
Yeah.
A sequel would just be changing characters.
Yeah.
And you can't have David Bowie replay the Goblin King.
A reboot, I can see, perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do a sequel.
Also, do we know if
Bowie would have to do it, and
the guy who does the crystal ball tricks, is he still alive? Because that was another guy, right?
Oh, yeah. It wasn't David Bowie doing
It's like, they have pictures of him. It's the most horrible thing. He had balls next to his face, David Bowie's nuts right next to his head.
Oh,
while he did all the hand tricks. He just has to stay out of frame the whole time.
Did David Bowie have the tights on, too?
Yeah. So he's got this cod piece just right next to his head, But, I mean, I really like that movie. And again, I think CG could help somewhat, but the practicals were so good.
Yeah.
Just the ridiculous Jim Henson monsters. And it was such an awesome, creepy movie. It's like that one and The Dark Crystal are like two movies.
I love The Dark Crystal.
I can't let my kid watch that. No. I'd scare him to death. But my parents let me watch the
Right, I was going to say, I watched it when I was like 8 or 9 or something.
Jim Henson. You can watch it.
No, I saw The Fly in the theater when I was like
That's
6.
That one was too scary for me. I didn't watch it until I was like 20. Yeah. I was like, I don't know about this one.
But, as far as reboots go, my rule has always been if the original was bad, feel free. Or if it was like a goofy TV show, like Dukes of Hazzard, whatever, make a stupid movie out of it and put Jessica Simpson in a bikini. Sold, man, whatever. But then the worst example, or probably the one I think of every time I hear this, is The Manchurian Candidate, where the movie was Best Picture in 1978 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's reboot it. Why?
Yeah.
It was the Best Picture for an entire year. It was the best movie. You don't need to remake great pieces of film. It's like, well, we just reboot this Godfather thing and just
right.
Why would we do that?
Yeah, you don't hear people talking about or asking for a reboot of Titanic.
Yeah. It's whatever.
No, nobody wants that.
Yeah, no, that's true. but yeah, at the same time, there's...
Sorry, Leo.
they do it in order to make money because it's a built-in money.
Yeah.
Because they know there's no risk involved, usually, with the reboot. Mm-hmm. But some of them... Some things I could see needing it or using it, a little bit.
The one that comes to mind for me is I just watched a video on YouTube by Cinefix. They're doing a new segment called Second Chances. And they're talking about Waterworld.
Yeah. How
it got such a bad rap. And you said you've never seen it before, right?
Never seen it.
But you've heard all the bad negative reviews about it and all that stuff.
Well, I think this comes to a different issue, too, which is if Leno and Letterman back then decided your movie sucked, it was a joke every night for 2 months.
Yeah, and going back to Waterworld, I liked that movie. Yeah,
it was all right.
It's campy. It had a horrendous budget that they went over budget with, and they lost money. But it's a fun movie.
Yeah,
and it's in the same kind of world and tone of Mad Max.
Yeah,
and you see how Mad Max is up for Best Picture. Take the team that did Mad Max and remake Waterworld. Yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah. That would be awesome.
I think you could go full on creepy dark too with it, because that world would be scary. Mm-hmm. Even though they didn't go real dark with it, and that could have been Costner's choice. And also, when you're in the ocean in the middle of the day, there is no shade.
Yeah.
So that has to be some of the look of the film as well. But yeah, that could easily take a remake and not suck.
Yeah,
because you know what? This is a rare chance I'll say is drop some of the practical and go a little CG with some of the things. Because they went ultra practical with it. They built that entire city floating in the frickin' ocean.
And it really wasn't a city. It was kind of like just a
It was like
like a barge.
Yeah,
It was
a
like
barge.
a bunch of floaties with buildings on it.
But there you go. Like, use the CG to expand on that. Have your particle set where most of the actors are, but then expand with CG to make it look like a giant floating city.
Yeah.
And then you have a great movie. And you can actually go into, you don't might not have any shade in the middle of the ocean, but because the city's so large, you can have these small, dark alleyways in the city, in the pipelines of the sewer system or whatever, where the criminal underworld lives, and they're, stealing for food and starving and stuff like that.
I would almost wonder if, because of the success of Fury Road, we're probably going to see another sequel following that. Maybe another Hardy sequel. But I wonder if they would go back and do the original. Because the original is an Australian film that doesn't match really what you think of when you think... Because Road Warrior is the one everyone saw.
Yeah.
The original Mad Max is almost like a foreign movie. I mean, it's Australia, but... It's like there's still city elements. They're driving cars. It's not there's no dudes in masks. I don't think it's like he's still a police officer and an identifiable police officer.
Yeah, Road Warrior is where it completely just diverted to this whole new world.
It's the whole desert world.
Yeah.
They're out wherever. But yeah, that was I think that's a good idea. And yeah, I wish there was guidelines for it, but it's not. It's whatever makes money is what's gonna always make the move. But I wish, and this goes for like especially music, like I complain all the time because I'm an old person now, but like they don't want to spend a lot of money on stuff that could fail. So that's why you see a lot of reboots. That's why you see a lot of rehashes. With music, it's the same thing. Hey, what's working? Taylor Swift? How many Taylor Swifts can we make really quick before everyone gets sick of it? How many of this can we do till they get sick of it?
Kanye West
it's like,
songs.
well, yeah, Kanye has his own problem that no one's helping
Okay.
him.
Speaking of Kanye and back to the Bowie thing, Kanye, if you ever see this, do not make a David Bowie tribute album.
Yes.
Please don't.
Just leave it alone.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
You're not the same.
No.
Just don't.
I had to throw that in there. I'm sorry.
And then, so yeah, I mean, that kind of gets into it. I like the idea of like, hey, this was a piece of junk. A lot of people still kind of like it, like let's redo it. Point Break is a bad reboot. Like, I'm glad we finally get to talk about Point Break. Because that movie was awesome, man. It was awesomely bad. And it's like, hey, let's make it really serious. And make all the cinematography blue. Oh, no. It's about dudes with cool hair jumping out of airplanes, wearing president's masks and robbing shit. That was the entire gist of that movie. It was Keanu Reeves like becoming a star and Swayze being Swayze, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I think the reboot, they made it too big because they went around the world and
They went
they did
nuts with it.
a ton of different extreme sports. It's like...
I remember Gary Busey was also in the original
that's
Point
right.
Break, and
yeah.
that would be funny if Jake Busey
Yeah, he
played
comes in.
his role.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Really quick, I just found this out. Going back to the Oscar nominations. So, of course, John Williams is up for original score for music in Star Wars. But I was looking up his page. You know how many freaking nominations he's gotten for
It's
music?
every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. He's got 45 nominations and 5 Oscar wins.
That's great. Only 5?
Only 5.
Jeez.
I know. I figured it'd be more than that.
How many AVN awards does he have?
Oh, gosh. Let's see.
But yeah, there's whatever. And if we can, real quick, we have to talk about Star Wars because we just brought up John Williams. We'll wrap up on this. It's been pushed back due to a rewrite. That is kind of interesting, kind of not. One, I didn't know it was coming out in June or whatever.
I thought they were going to stick
I thought it
with
was
the
December
release,
anyway.
yeah.
So like when they said it moved to December, I'm like, that really doesn't alter my expectations whatsoever. The fun thing now is it's going to open 1 week before Avatar. Avatar 2 is coming out the week after that, just before Christmas. They want that Christmas money. I think Cameron might be in trouble with this one because I don't know where you go from here. And also, Avatar, the original Avatar, has almost zero rewatchability.
Yeah.
Seeing it in the theater was amazing. 3D glasses was the first time. There's a movie that was shot in 3D. Yeah. I don't want to watch that on Blu-ray. I don't want to watch it at my house. The story is not really that good. It was the spectacle of how amazing that is.
It's funny. I used Avatar just to calibrate my TV, and that was it.
Yeah, there you go.
And my sound system.
That's a good relation point. Yeah, like, it's your calibrator.
But I mean, Avatar came out in 2009, so it's going to be 8 years since the sequel.
and
I think
waited
it's
Yeah,
just
way
you know what
too
I used to
long.
calibrate my sound?
What?
Terminator 2.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I'm gonna use that next time.
But yeah, I think he just waited. He might have waited too long on this. He should have struck within.
On Blu-ray,
Yeah.
of course.
Struck it within 2 years. He would have been in a lot better shape for this.
Yeah, I mean, if this was Avatar 3, he might have had a chance.
Yeah.
But still, with the sequel from Star Wars and how much it just exploded this year or last year, it's no way.
Right, and plus Avatar doesn't have Star Wars fan base.
No.
It doesn't have Star Trek fan base. Like Avatar, people like it was good.
Although Avatar is very huge in like the foreign markets.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
that.
the opposite. Like Star Wars is not that great over there, but Avatar is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for some reason.
And we all know that it's basically Dances
David
with Wolves, right?
Hasselhoff.
What?
David Hasselhoff.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It has Hasselhoff appeal. The one thing I wanted to point out about Star Wars real quick is like with the rewrite, one, that shows that someone told someone that you can't have something in the movie and it has to be rewritten. Which is good because no one did that to George Lucas in the prequels. When he's just like, here's my script. They're like, this is shit. But you're George Lucas. And we can't say anything. But now it's, people are in control of things. The one thing I wanted to bring up real fast is, and you guys can weigh in, there's a guy we work with who pointed this out. Rey is not bad at anything. Did you notice that? Yeah. She could fly the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. She defeats a Sith Lord who she's never held a sword before. With no
formal training.
With no training.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and she does the mind trick on her second try.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, do we really need to train this person? She apparently can do everything already.
She's a natural.
So she's going to have to be bad at something in the next film.
Or maybe
or just going to have to get trained.
Or maybe she's Luke's daughter, and Luke trained her when she was a child, and she just doesn't remember.
Yeah. It's either that or she's going to be that dangerous.
Yeah.
And that could go the other way. If she's that powerful, if she's like overpowered, to where she would have to be taken out by someone. Luke Skywalker. I don't know. But anyway, that's just something to think about. It was kind of a random thought. But that about does it for us for episode 21. I think we're way over our mark. So we'll see you guys next time. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and probably something else. And we'll see you. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the show, but we'd like to hear from you. So please leave a comment below and tell us something you'd like to see on an upcoming show or your thoughts and feelings. Or you can tell us that we suck. Maybe don't do that, because we're a little fragile.